What's up, everybody? This is Dom Jimenez, aka Mimicgawd. Welcome back to That God Talk Season 2. This is a podcast where we talk about business, art, and living freelance and making your money. Let's go! What's up, guys? This is That God Talk Season 2, Episode 5. Today's topic is about stealing. Stealing great ideas, stealing pretty much anything you can get your hands on, you should steal. And I'm going to tell you why you should steal, and how you should steal, and when it's not okay to steal. So, stealing great ideas. It's a common principle that a lot of artists have. Some people are against it. They're not doing it properly. They don't do it right. And they think, oh, that just means taking somebody's work, taking everything they have, and basically copying them. That's the wrong way to steal. So I'm going to go over the right ways to steal and give you some examples of people who steal properly. So the right way to steal is you need to take an idea. You see, a lot of artists will have their style, right? Or businesses. There's businesses that exist that are almost exactly the same, but they're different, like Pepsi and Coke. They're both soda companies. They both make a dark cola, and you know that one's different than the other, but you know they're not the same. That's because they stole the idea to make a beverage. They wanted to make a cola beverage. They stole that idea, but they changed it in their own way. Coca-Cola has their own secret recipe. They have the red label. They have their own name. And Pepsi has the blue label. It's, red, white, and blue, real American or whatever. And they have their own name. They have their own flavor, their own recipe. Now, you can taste Pepsi and Coke, and you can tell the difference. As long as you can tell the difference in an idea, that means you've stolen something correctly. You've stolen something properly. Someone can say, oh, that's just a ripoff of blah, blah, blah. But it's not really a ripoff if you're adding these elements. The elements need to be your own idea incorporated into it. It needs to be remixed completely. You need your own way of doing it. You need, a different approach than what the competitor is offering. Now, there's good times that you can, completely rip something off. And I talk about this in my marketing podcast a little bit about piggybacking. There are methods called piggybacking where you find a follower or something, or a couple followers that you like to have similar fan bases, and you basically steal those followers. You siphon off followers from that bigger, entity or whatever. So let's talk about stealing and how to properly do it. If you're going to steal something, you're going to have to study that thing that you're stealing. You need to honor the thing that you're stealing. You need to credit the person you're stealing from. You need to transform the things that you're stealing and remix the things that you're stealing. Another key, part of stealing, good theft, is stealing from many. Now, as an artist myself, when I'm illustrating, I do have influences that I really look up to, and I try to incorporate some of their work into my work. So, for example, when I'm drawing in my cartoon styles, I'm thinking of like Captain Underpants, Naruto, Dragon Ball Z, a lot of different influences, and I take the things that I like from each person. Even artists on Instagram, I'll go to their page and I'll find things that I like from other artists on Instagram. I'll take what I like and incorporate it into my work. That's how you do it good. I'm studying the people that I'm taking from. I'm changing it completely, and I credit those people who I'm taking the things from. That's how you properly steal something. Now, there's bad ways to steal also. Bad ways are just stealing from one person completely, plagiarizing everything they do, ripping off what they're doing, degrading what they're doing. Now, there's artists like that also on Instagram and, the world that just copy and paste anything you're doing. They don't give you credit and they'll try to make money off of you. All that's terrible. That's the wrong way to steal. Don't ever do that. Don't be one of those people. Those are the people that trace, that like to do tracing portraits of people and call it, work. It's not work, man. It's fucking tracing. If you can't trace something perfectly, you shouldn't even have the technology to trace anything. You shouldn't have the technology to draw at all. If you can't do a perfect tracing, you need to just cut your hands off. It's terrible. But yeah, those are the good and bad ways to steal something. I wanted to give some more examples. I'm trying to think who's a good example I could give. Here's a good example in the book Steal Like an Artist that I own by Austin Kleon. It's a really great book. I recommend everyone go grab this book. In the book it says, I have stolen all these moves from all these great players. I just try to do them proud, the guys who came before, because I learned so much from them. It's all in the name of the game. It's a lot bigger than me. The person who said that is Kobe Bryant. Now, Kobe Bryant is known to be one of the best basketball players of all time, one of the greatest Lakers to ever live, and for a long time, people looked at him as an exact replica of Michael Jordan. And Michael Jordan was one of the greatest players of all time. Now, if you want to be great, what is that telling you? You need to look up to people who are great in your field. Take the best parts of what they have to offer and do them your way. Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan both have some similar moves, but Kobe Bryant versus Michael Jordan is a completely different game. Kobe Bryant has a different level of, determination compared to most people. He's working harder than a lot of people wanted to give him credit for. I hear stories about Kobe Bryant all the time, being in the gym, just shooting hours and hours after practice. After a mandatory practice, he's still in there practicing. And that's how you have to be. So if you're going to steal something, try to do it better than the person who did it before you. And make sure that you're giving, honor to what you're stealing. So for me, stealing artwork is, normal as long as you're doing it properly. I'll give you some examples of people I steal from that I think I do honor and I don't degrade their work. When I first started out drawing, I really admired Paper Frank and Action Beard Hank for their marker work and how they use Copics, and they're the reasons that I use Copics. Just watching how they work with the marker was kind of what I was trying to imitate. I like the smooth lines and stuff like that, and it was really something I could pick up quick. Like, I got the markers and I just started drawing. It doesn't have to be a difficult task that you're copying, but adding like some sort of element of somebody else's work to your work could be considered stealing if you're not normally doing that. I don't normally use marker. I work digital, so that's kind of where I live now. I live in a digital space, and when I want to do traditional work, I will work with marker. So I'll work with marker when I'm doing traditional works. Digital, I did have a couple influences as far as how I process my work. I really did look at a lot of Dragon Ball Z stuff early on, but it seemed like everybody was doing that and they were doing it wrong. They're all just stealing Google images, not crediting, tracing over things. So I kind of backed off from anime altogether as a drawing style, even though I like it. I like it a lot. I work mostly in cartoon, so influences like Bob's Burgers, Rick and Morty for like props and environments and stuff like that. Futurama I like a lot. Trying to think. I don't really do too much Boondock stuff because it's another one of those properties that's stolen all the time and it's not stolen properly. So I stay away from things that people just aren't giving honor to. What else do I steal from? I steal from so many things, so many sources that you can't even really tell anymore because I've taken every piece that I've liked and I put it into my work. Like if I started doing just eyes round. If I just did round eyes, you would say, oh, that's Bob's Burgers eyes. But I'm doing like a Simpsons mouth or a regular show body. Regular show is another one of my big influences. So you have to be able to steal things to where people can't even tell you're stealing. That's how you do it properly. You don't want to just blatantly trace somebody else's work and say, oh, this is my work. Everyone's going to know and everyone's going to hate you. So you might as well do it right the first time. But yeah, that's stealing. And this has been another episode of That God Talk. Please follow, like, and subscribe. I will have more episodes coming soon. 1 episode a week of this podcast. And please make sure you share this, subscribe to the channel. We are going to be non-stop with this. I have a bunch of episodes already lined up for the future. And thanks for listening. Peace.